Nerd?
Oh.
Where's my fucking glasses?
Nerd.
Nerd! Run right out of my mouth.
Yes. They've got the brains.
Loneliness. Discuss.
Hey, welcome to Nerd and Mouth, episode 185. I'm your co-host, Jake Young.
And I'm your co-host, Mike Lawrence.
And in the studio with us is a comedian, musician, and member of the Roundtable of Gentlemen, Holden McNeely.
Holdenators, ho! I have to do it for my fans. I have to do
Wait,
it.
were they called Holdenators?
Yeah, I got my naders. We're 300 strong, and
It just sounds like you're saying Holden Nader, like the people who voted for. My dad was a Holden Nader. Yeah, I'm holding on to Nader. My dad voted for Nader in Florida, so his vote actually counted. Can't say it didn't.
We gotta work on the corporations and the people that are the lizards. Like just a weird cross section of people.
Yeah, it's just people who hate themselves. That's the definition of my fan club online.
When you were going, we gotta fight the corporation. It was like, isn't that Alec Baldwin in Team America? The corporations are all corporation-y. I can't fight him. He's the greatest actor ever.
Trey and Matt have yet to address the fact that they were kind of, like, all those idiot actors were kind of right about Iraq. Womp womp. Like, I don't know why. I just said, watching it again, that's the one thing that sticks in my craw. Is like, Matt Damon, Alec Baldwin,
But
what
they
a
don't
bunch
really,
of jagoffs.
they don't really mention Iraq in the movie that much.
But it's definitely an Iraq analogy. Like, it's definitely of its time. And it was amazingly timely. It is still a brilliant movie, but they haven't since gone back and just been like, okay, maybe we back.
Yeah,
the
but
wrong
what they're
course.
saying is that the people that complained about Iraq were pussies, and the people who want to go to Iraq were assholes. And we all just deserve to get shit on sometimes.
That's true.
Yeah.
The real reason we invited Holden over is because he is a master gamer, and we've already spent the first 5 minutes off camera, off recording.
I caught him master gaming in the closet just a few minutes ago, just fucking getting his Q-bird all over the place.
I have to say, I did spend 15 straight hours playing video games yesterday, so that was fun.
Can you do that? No, because I remember when I was a kid, they'd always tell you, like, the system was going to overheat and stuff. And these new systems, I thought that, like if you, because I've left, like, a PS3 on for, like, a few hours, and then it just turns itself off. Like, it's the boss of me or something.
It was hot. It was piping hot by the end of the day. It fell through the table because it heated through the wood.
It was in Popeye mode. I can't stand no more. Your soul is too dark.
I didn't even, actually, now that I think about it, I didn't even have to change the batteries on my controller.
Wow.
Which is pretty badass.
And
so I guess
15
that's
hours, and only 8 of those was load times. And cutscenes, and all the other things that keep you from just having fun. But yeah, games have gotten better. So, what were you were you playing one thing straight for 15 hours?
Well, we played. I had my buddy Callan over.
You added friends into this. You are no longer sympathetic, sir.
Yeah, I had my buddy Callan over because we've been trying to work through the Dark Souls 2 DLC, which I had mentioned before. We played. We fought a boss for 3 straight hours, and then had to put it down. Actually,
who's the boss?
It was
Tony Danza
in necromancer armor.
Tony Danza. Yeah, he had a flame sword, and he powered up about halfway through the fight.
That's not a flame sword. That's Angela.
Yeah, it was the Fume Knight boss in the Crown of the Old King DLC, I believe.
Iron King
DLC. Oh my god, man. It was a nightmare. It was like crack, man. By the end, we were like, just one more, man. Just one more. And they were like, nah, dude, let's put it down. Let's play Saints Row 3. And we are just like, nah, man. And then we kept just, one after the other, we'd put the controller down and be like, all right, we're going to get some food. We're going to hang out. And then somebody would eventually pick the controller back up and run back into the fucking room and just immediately get slaughtered. And we didn't even get him down. The best we did was we got him down to 1/4 of his health. That was it.
Did you never beat him?
Never beat him, and I think the issue might be, I mean, we're kind of capped out. It might be our weapon. We were playing with the Zweihander, fully leveled up. with lightning enchantment added onto it. But
As you're saying that, someone listening is going, "That's ludicrous."
I know.
I'm kind of saying that's ludicrous. These fuckers keep going on and on about the Zweihander.
It's amazing, man.
Because I'm a gigantic. Dark Souls has replaced Ocarina of Time
I mean,
as
the
my
only
favorite
good thing
game.
about Zweilander was that jitterbug scene where they set themselves on fire at the beginning, and after that, I think it's kind of overrated.
It's a fucking two-handed weapon, man. You're probably going up against a person that you need to use quickness on, some dexterity.
Yeah, we need some dex. We started. We took off all of our clothes, ran in naked. We were trying to do the rolls. Still, just got.
But what
our
was
asses
happening in the
handed to us.
game? I know.
But like the intensity with which Marcus just argued with Holden about this is the reason why the internet is officially unusable these days.
No, it's a reason why they're in a weird folk group together where they paint their faces and play drums. They understand each other's silences and solos.
There's something so personal about a game because more so than a movie or anything or even an album, you are investing so much time and if you're a teenager, money. Like a $60 purchase isn't just something you can do casually. It is something that you are now making part of your identity. And it's that I think that's the reason why like the internet is just so full of people just arguing about video games every single day.
Can I ask you, has a game ever made you weep?
Yeah, for sure.
What game?
In frustration or just in like,
Actual
the beauty of
emotional
it?
connection to the characters. We were talking about Fire Emblem Awakening earlier, and I got a little teary-eyed at the end of that.
BioShock Infinite does a pretty good job of that.
That was pretty amazing, yeah.
I mean, in frustration, absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
because you know what it is? What happens, like, is like you're playing and you're trying to beat it, and you're having fun, and then the moment where you realize that it's just not working, you start thinking about all the other failures in your life, and that's when it just gets too deep. Like, a specific example is the PlayStation Mega Man 8.
Okay.
Now there is you get on this like snowboard type thing, and the first time you do it, it's like, I think against Frostman, and you manage it. It's kind of tough, but then when you're in Wily's castle, and it's a little guy going jump, jump, slide, slide, and I literally spent 5 hours doing it, and by the end, I didn't think I was a good son. I didn't think I was ever gonna fall in love. I just figured like everything that was happening in my life that wasn't working out was just that little guy going jump, jump, and me missing it.
I had that with Sonic the Hedgehog 3, I believe, on the Circus Casino level or whatever. Because you get on those little floaty things and you're supposed to hold up and down to get them to move. But there's no other mechanic in the game that is like that. And this is like a late game level. And I never figured it out because it wasn't in the pamphlet or anything. So I literally would just stand on these little floaty things for hours. Just like, why won't it just go to the place it's supposed to go?
That is the most frustrating thing in the world.
I do a bit about it in my stand-up, but it's true. When I talk about the most traumatizing moment in video games for me as a kid was when Sonic drowns in the temple ruin zone. And just the helplessness of that. But just the way that his eyes pop out, like that it's just, I say in my joke, it's just staring in your soul going, you wouldn't do this to Mario, motherfucker. And how it's like, it's the most Japanese thing that's ever existed, that you're just watching an animal die in the most horrifying way possible, and it's your fault.
Henry Zabrowski has the best story of when he was
I'd say he's the Knuckles of Murderfist.
He was determined to beat the X-Men game for Sega Genesis, which was a flaming piece of shit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
See, that's exactly when you said that. Like, what made you fucking weep? The X-Men game was what came to mind.
When
for
you
me.
had to reset when you're in the Mojo first?
Yeah. And
How would you know that unless you read GamePro?
he got to Magneto somehow, because I don't think I could get past level 3 in that piece of garbage. And it was all just because it was just a defective game. And
Level 3 was more Island with Stonehenge and all that.
Right, yes, yeah.
And you fight Apocalypse.
Yeah. It was, he got to Magneto, and he played him, and there just came a moment where his mind flipped, and he just grabbed his Sega Genesis, and just threw it against the wall and broke it into a million pieces. It's the funniest. Like,
And that's how the 32X was created.
That's something incredible. Is we like as a culture, we all just go on and are just like, oh man, fucking Mario 3, the Karibo shoe. That like we all have these shared fun experiences, but it's the unfun games that like only you and
Rage
like
quitting, right?
just the
rage quits.
the games that you spent the most time on that don't get the reputation for being like a classic, like
Ghostbusters.
oh.
The thing is, when guys,
Yeah.
when
NES
guys do it, it's
Ghostbusters.
in a video game, and when girls do it, it's with us.
I did I had Samurai Showdown. I was determined to beat the game with every character, and it was just the final character I couldn't beat, and I wept. I cried like a baby, and I was throwing
Was it Earthquake?
I forget which character
Because
was.
Tubby was hard to control sometimes. It was very slow.
I forget which
I'm here in
character
the
was
room,
some
Mike.
dumb-
All right.
With your giant meat hook that you're licking because it has meat on it.
But yeah, I cried in Final Fantasy VII, my favorite game of all time.
Oh well, good doy. That's like that's the classic. You might as well just be like, hey, I'm gonna go on a limb here and say, Mario, pretty fun.
Yeah. The big thing, is it a spoiler at this point?
No,
When they make you fall in love with the girl and
Yeah.
then she gets slaughtered before your eyes.
just real stabbed. The most
Do
stabbed.
you ever think like someone like realized they were gay when, Toad was like, your princess is in another castle, and you're just like, fuck this, I don't like girls. Like,
What's
you think
Toad
that's ever
doing tonight?
happened? Yeah. Hey Toad, I like those pants on you. They're really baggy and nice.
You're talking about the kids that got disappointed when they found out Sheik was really Princess Zelda. They're like, no, damn it, motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely realized I was
But
gay.
if you were like a gay, if you were a gay kid, was there as as much emotion in those? Has there been like a mainstream game where there's a gay protagonist and he has to save his boyfriend?
We were talking about Fire Emblem because you hook people up in that game, but you can only do men and women, and we were hoping that there would be gay relationships in the next one to have a little more fun with that. But I don't even know, like a super gay main character that wasn't like a horrible, ridiculous stereotype. There was a gay fighting game that came out, I think, recently, right?
Oh yeah, but that was for iOS. That wasn't with it.
Oh, okay.
Some people say that Birdo in Super Mario Brothers 2 is gay.
It's transgender. I actually, this is the sad part. I was trying to think like, oh, I bet one of those highfalutin like JRPGs will make but no, always it's
Birdo's like a surrogate lesbian, because like she just gives her eggs to other people.
yeah. His eggs. It's a very complicated backstory.
Wait, Birdo's a guy?
Birdo is in. This is a weird thing, but
Is this the Nermal effect from Garfield? When I found out Nermal was a guy, that blew my fucking mind.
Nermal's a guy?
I still don't
Because it's
believe it.
clearly voiced by an actress.
I still don't believe it.
Yeah.
It's clearly voiced by a woman, so I always thought. But there was one time when Garfield was like, "I sent him to Abu Dhabi."
Yeah. Oh God, I lost the thread of the
I
question.
always wanted to go to Abu Dhabi and find a dead cat and just be like, "Oh, there he is." It's normal.
All the bad guys and all the RPGs are always like very flamingly androgynous, like people like Sephiroth and
Yeah.
Kefka. So like, I'm wondering if it's like if even in those games which were more open-minded and more adult, like it's still no refuge.
I'm not gay. I'm Kefka-esque.
I always thought Sephiroth was like a badass, though. I never saw him as like flamingly gay.
Yeah, but androgynous people, like fucking Dr. Frankenfurter, pretty badass.
Yeah.
that's true.
No, Sephiroth is very much like, I am fucking gorgeous and I will still murder all the children on Earth. Like, that
right.
is-
And all your dreams, yeah.
This is but Mike, you made a statement that I'm kind of like, it's still ringing in my ears that this is why games have never been better. You said that sarcastically. I think that's not a lie. I think games have never been better.
Yeah, in some ways, I think
2014 was a weird year for games.
I do think the accessibility is sometimes a problem. I do think that sometimes the cutscenes are too long. I do think
So
that
not a Metal Gear Solid fan, I take it.
no, and I tried. In the words of Spider-Man star Macy Gray, who I hope is put into the rebooted Marvel universe, I tried.
Maybe Revengeance, but even then, that gets real chatty sometimes.
Dude, I
No,
couldn't
but then,
believe this. Yeah, Metal Gear Solid 2.
And
was
I will
the most
never, I
outrageous
will
thing.
never understand load times. I don't get it. I don't get why when I put in a game now, it takes me so much longer to play it. When it has to, it's downloading new information onto it. If I buy something from a few years ago at GameStop, that bothers me.
With that- yeah,
Why? How have we digressed?
When I tried to play the new Alien game the other night, and it took an hour to start playing it because I had to load an entire disk of material into the system, 5 gigs, and then put the real game in to play it. But
Yeah,
I
well,
think-
what is that's a fucking problem.
yeah,
It's
absolutely.
a real problem, especially if you're a kid.
Yeah. I love I'm playing Bayonetta right now, and the load screen you get to practice combos.
That's
So
fun
They
when
give you the combo list and you can just play the game, just practice.
when you're just staring at a screen waiting for something to happen. I've been playing UFC a lot. UFC Undisputed, I think it came out like 2012. But the amount of time it takes to, select the fight, and then you're in the fight, and then you wait for the fight, and then it just takes for fucking ever.
Yeah.
I just want to play now.
But I mean, the real thing is like if you consider because we grew up in the Nintendo era and the cartridge just went in and everything just worked and it was amazing.
But it was awesome.
In terms of complexity, like those things were like pull back cars that just kind of like flirted along on a spring. A modern game is basically an A10 Warthog. Like it is so much more complex.
But some of those games were even more fun than the new ones, so I don't see what the problem. All it is about accessibility and enjoyment.
I mean, I think Skyrim, the loading screens kind of fucked the game up for me. I think.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of made the game not enjoyable.
You didn't like examining a helmet?
And I know that like there's so many more options and all of that, but it's like you could still play Legend of Zelda from 1987, which is almost 30 years old, and have a great fucking time.
Right.
So I mean, there have been advancements in every area, graphically and sound and all of that, but and sometimes with the gameplay, but I even like this UFC game I'm playing. I don't think it's that much more fun than Street Fighter.
Yeah.
There is a pushback that I feel like is finally happening because the most fun games I've been playing recently are all indie games, like almost bar none. Sports Friends on PS4, if you have ever heard of that, are all these just
I've heard about it. Yeah.
these basic, almost like the art style doesn't matter, but the gameplay is so solid, and you play it with friends, and like everything loads instantly, everything happens quickly. There's no 3D engine, there's
true, yeah.
nothing happening. It's just pure base fun.
Have you been playing Valiant Hearts?
I have not been.
Is
Is that
very,
the
very
World War
good.
One?
World War One game. It's like you and a little war dog, and it is very sad. There was a little cartoon about war dogs that's like part on the front menu screen, and I cried at work watching it. It was just like,
But that one's 2D.
like in World War One, 30,000 dogs had their brains shot out.
You
like,
know what game made me cry? I was a big Twisted Metal 2 fan. I fucking love that game. And
With
when
Sweet
Axel, yeah, with Sweet Tooth.
When me and Mike lived
Axel-
together, that was one of the only 2 games that he downloaded onto my PS3 to play.
Yeah.
That and Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
I paid for him, right?
Yes, you did.
All right.
And I appreciated it.
Yeah, it's my bottom still, but it wasn't that awful. But when Axel confronts his father and he takes because he's in this giant wheel of death, and he pulls his arms out and he's like, "I ain't yours anymore, Daddy." I'm my own man, and he just walks off with his like fucking arms bleeding. That was fucking amazing.
That's the conclusion of his story, that he just rips his arms out of their sockets so he doesn't have to be in the wheel anymore.
Because the thing was, you got a wish of whatever it was you wanted, and most of the wishes were very like Twilight Zone. Like there was like this asshole actor who drove Spectre, and his thing was, I want everyone to see my face, and so Callisto, who's like, the Vincent Price type character, is like, I'll allow that to happen. And then he stretches his face, and his face is the sky, and he's like, I want this. And then all Axel wants, Axel's arms have been in this wheel. I always wondered how he pooped, like the whole thing, how he ate, and because of his asshole dad. And then all he wants is the strength to confront his father. and he gets it, and he rips out, and then he's in part 3 in the wheel again. And that's why video games.
Fuck! I made a horrible mistake.
Do they at least have the dignity to give him robot arms?
I
And name
don't
him
remember.
Jax.
No. Gotcha.
Oh man. Shit, I was gonna say something I completely forgot. You go.
So Shovel Knight's another great game
Yes.
that you can download, and it plays like better than the old Nintendo games we remember. And that has no loading screens. You can play it on any computer you want.
That's part of why, like, I'm loving. You know, I got a 3DS recently, and I'm loving it a little more than the consoles because of the overall lack of loading times and the simplicity of it. You know, I've been playing Mario 3D Land now, and
Fantastic game.
love it.
It's so good. Have you gotten past kind of the first run of it?
Yeah, now I'm in the second run,
And then it's like, oh my god, and also harkens back to the days when like you would beat a game and it'd be like, oh my god, there's twice the game that I thought there was here.
that was with Symphony of the Night when then the castle gets reversed.
Yes, and I don't have
Yeah.
to pay for it. You know,
man.
I mean that's like the hugest thing. Is just like, I mean, the one of the most fucked up things about 2014 was that so many broken games were being shipped out, and then just the advent of DLC in general. Like the fact that I paid an extra $25 on top of my $60 purchase to play all of Dark Souls 2.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
But more importantly, Alucard spelled backwards is Dracula.
that's something I actually want to bring on. I just noticed when I opened up my phone over the weekend that there is now a special section.
special section. I love special sections.
There's a special section
Speaking of Axel,
in the App Store that is pay-to-play games. They had to make a special walled-off corridor for the idea that you pay a set amount of money and then you play the entire game as a single experience.
Wait,
Yeah.
that was real? I thought that was a fucking joke.
No,
No.
it says on the thing, it's like pay only once
Yeah.
for the whole thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, like, because here's the thing is, I've never been a child with a cell phone. Like, I've never had that experience. And so, like, the free
Jake,
to
you came in with Skittles today.
Do bags.
Because I'm a grown-up who's employed. I didn't have to go begging in some kind of rinky-dink Superman costume. I got it myself. Like, I hate the model. I hate the free-to-play model or the DLC model or just, and they're bringing it in with like more modern games are coming in where like right off the bat, like Evolve famously, Assassin's Creed, the last one that also was buggy. This was such like a smack in the face. You could buy $100 of like assassin credit gold points that you could spend in the game. And
Were they green gems?
Oh no! Oh, are you a Clash of Clans guy?
No,
Oh, okay.
no. I've
Well, that's the
stayed away.
WWE games which I play.
But there wasn't even $100 worth of stuff to buy in the game.
Ugh.
But
that
they
was-
were like, the best value is the $100 system.
That stupid Simpsons game that came out. What's it
Oh.
called?
Tapped out.
Yeah, Tapped Out. I
which
got it.
I
I was
did.
like-
I did. Pretty quickly.
I saw that I immediately deleted it when I saw that it was an option to spend $900 on gyms in that game. like just the fact that it was a button you could push. I just thought about all the poor parents.
Well, Holden, you're also an alcoholic and knew it was a risk that might actually
Yeah.
come true.
Exactly.
The only person that
Drunken-
I can imagine doing that is that guy from The Simpsons who's like, oh no, I shouldn't have said it was illegal. Oh no, I shouldn't have said it was secret. It's too hot.
Yeah, like I can't get over it. But this is something I've been seeing on Reddit a bunch. Is there's on the gaming forums. There's just screenshots of games. It's like, if your game does this, fuck you. And it's just like little prompts that just say like, hey, you've been playing a game for a while. If you want to continue, watch an ad. And people are like, what a bunch of fuckwad. Like, this is clearly a free game. I guarantee if you just wanted to pay $1 for this thing that you are enjoying, clearly. But like, no, they want everything.
Oh,
for
I love
free.
Trivia Crack right now. I'm playing it, and you can challenge me.
I just got it. Yeah.
Is it better than Quiz Up?
Yeah, it is.
Damn it.
It's really fun. The more you play it, the more you realize how similar a lot of the questions are. But when you get a question wrong, it immediately jumps to an ad and it's usually those fucking Kate Upton ads.
Yeah. Yeah, and she's riding on a horse with her tits just flying out of that dress. It's so obnoxious. And they have enough money for fucking Super Bowl commercials. And it's like there were no
they earn
actual like
millions of dollars a
it's
day.
insane. And it's not the people spending like $900. It is just all of the many people willing to spend like 30 cents here and 30 cents there.
No, it's there's an ecosystem that happens. If you go to game conferences, if you look at industry reports, they're all about getting whales. They're about actually getting the people that spend $900.
Okay.
To keep them, you need a just army of just. You already said jabroni, so I'm going to say, let's call them ding-dongs. Just an army of ding-dongs just coming in, spending $1 here or there, so the $900 guys can just swing their dick all across their faces.
By the way, I am Mike Lawrence on Trivia Crack. If you do want to play me, just know I will beat you until there's any question about either the periodic table of elements or tennis.
Lead is PB, Mike. It's a plumbum.
I know some of them are like literal, and then some of them are like the Latin, and that's what throws you off sometimes.
And you can find me on Trivia Crack at hbomb4206969. So.
By the way, Clash of Clans made profit $464 million in 2013.
Jeez,
That's
Louise.
more than the Ku Klux Klan has ever made.
Is
What if
it?
it's run by the same people?
Yeah.
$2.4 million per day.
And then and Game of War, the jury's out on that, right? I mean,
$40 million a day, I think.
really?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Good God. Do you think it's ruining gaming?
Well, here's the someone make this funny.
I think it's ruining that type of gaming.
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't think that. No, because there will always be types of video games. There will always be fair types of video games, and even there's some like I remember I played Two Dots for a good while, and that was a puzzle game, and and I've admitted on this show that I spent like some money on Injustice.
$50.
Yeah.
One of my favorite episodes, actually, the Rock Bottoms episode. I had to ask what game Jake played.
I've done that. But the thing is, I find the games that I'm willing to keep playing I won't do that again, but like the games that I'm willing to keep playing are the ones that I feel like if there is some level of skill that I could eventually beat it on my own. But the ones where I know, like a Simpsons Tapped Out, where it's all you're basically spending is a faster game, more time.
But there's no game there either. I mean, you're just putting stores on a map. You're just pushing buttons.
Do you guys know about the Skinner box theory?
No.
Is this B.F. Skinner?
So B.F. Skinner famously
Which they probably named Seymour Skinner.
Probably, honestly.
Yeah, because it's behavioral conditioning. Yeah.
Did a series of experiments where he revealed that like how you condition behavior. And so if you put a bird in a cage with a button, and every time the bird hits the button, food comes out, the bird is like, okay, I get it. I get food here. And then when it's hungry, it'll hit the button. And if the button does nothing, the bird will hit it and be like, okay, it does nothing, and move on. But if the button sometimes gives food and sometimes doesn't, the bird's life is completely consumed with touching the button every day, trying to figure out how the fuck it works. And so all these games are based on rewarding you and like getting you to just like eke out and keep engaging with it, trying to beat it, but there is no solution. So it just denies you the reward when it wants you to spend money. So games like Destiny, that's been getting a lot of flack because it's just like, you spend 3 hours doing a raid and then like maybe you get a new gun that you actually need.
And I have friends who like absolutely love it too. And
Do they love it or are they
understand.
trapped?
I don't understand because he was telling me that he did the 3-hour raid, my friend, and he didn't get anything good.
Right.
And he still was playing, 3-4 hours of his life, and it's just a grind, and it's the same raid over and over again, but you're doing it just because maybe you'll get like some special gun once.
Right.
It's crazy.
And the people that play Bejeweled on the subway are just like flicking their fingers around because maybe they'll get that one super duper combo that makes them feel happy. Like,
My girlfriend will give me shit when I'm playing like 15 straight hours of video games on a Monday. But I think she plays more video games than me in the form of Candy Crush. I really do think so. And it's insane to me because and I don't think she spent money on it, but I know she wouldn't tell me if like she had, but it's like. It's sinister, man. Like, I had to delete that immediately because, again, it's like, oh, you can't play this game anymore. Like, until
What
you-
happens with like a Candy Crush? Like, if it gets to a point where you're having to spend money a third time or get the lollipops a fourth time, then it's like, oh, this is clearly what this is. You know, it's like arcade games. You know,
That's the thing.
There were some arcade games where there were clearly people that were great at them, and you know they could fucking beat them. Like when you watch like King of Kong. But that's such a rare breed, and if it's that rare of a thing, then it's like, well, then I'm not even gonna try.
But that was what they used to do. Honestly, it's the same thing as it's always been. I mean, it's people sitting down and trying to figure out how many quarters they can get out of somebody by the way that they program this game. I mean,
Without getting them so frustrated that they walk away.
Yeah, exactly.
One of my favorite arcade games was the Spider-Man game, which oddly had Hawkeye, Black Cat, and Submariner in it.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
didn't give a
Holy
fuck.
crap! Holy crap! That game.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think it was like one of the first games to have Venom in it. It was fucking. I liked it a lot, and whenever I still see it, there's a place in Philly that has it in a comic shop. I always play it. But as you walk, your fucking life goes down. So there isn't. That's my thing. Like I never want to play a game where I know there isn't a way to get a perfect score.
Right,
you
to like
know?
beat it on one quarter.
When someone couldn't even speed run through that shit.
That was the
zero
same
hits.
with the last like 4 or 5 levels of the X-Men arcade game.
Oh.
Were egregious.
X-Men.
Welcome to die.
That always destroys my throat, but it's always worth it.
The Simpsons game, the Simpsons arcade
Yes.
game, the Dreamland level.
Oh,
just,
yeah.
I think
Right.
I was like screaming
you
bloody
fight-
murder.
It took
just
me-
being like, "If you love me, Mom, you'll give me $5."
That's how much it took me. $5.
$5.
But it took me $5 to beat the Simpsons arcade game.
You fight a bowling ball, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
you fight a gross bowling ball with like it's a 2D sprite, but they try and make it exist on a 3D plane, so you don't know when it can hit you and when you
Right.
can't hit it. It's
Dude, it's
fucking
funny.
bullshit.
Because like they have that game. They have that game at Barcade on like Bleecker now.
Okay,
That's
they got
the place.
Ninja Turtles at the Barcade in Williamsburg.
Yeah.
and I beat that with Little Pete from Pete and Pete.
Ah.
Oh,
It's a very
nice.
nostalgic moment.
Danny Tamborelli.
Danny Tamborelli.
I hear he's a great guy.
He's amazing. He's awesome. We went and watched Guardians of the Galaxy, and then we went to Barcade and beat the Ninja Turtles game. And I was like, all right, childhood complete.
Did he become? He became your Artie, basically.
Pretty much. And yeah, they got exactly $5 from me.
And Donkey Lips was working behind the bar.
Michael Bowler.
How dare you know his name? How dare you?
He was. Oh, Marcus, you're looking that up. You know I know it. Also, he's in the movie Evolution, and he's also in Dude, Where's My Car? I'm a huge Bowler fan.
Oh my god.
How do you spell bowler?
I believe it's because he looks like a Bowler.
Yep.
And Evolution and Dude, Where's My Car? Right?
I don't know, man.
I'm more upset that you remember the movie Evolution.
I vaguely recall.
Hey,
there's
some
a
of our
movie-
parents didn't give us Men in Black. Some of us gave us the other thing.
You sit in this theater and you don't leave till you find David Duchovny attractive. But oh god.
Michael Bowler plays like a cult type member in Dude, Where's My Car? I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, I'm a big Bowler fan. No, but I don't think those shows get the credit they deserve.
Yeah.
Those were great.
That was the heyday
Pete,
and-
Pete and Pete is the best of all of them.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, Pete and Pete is fucking classic. But even Salute Your Shorts is great. I feel like Pete and Pete is the kind of show, if that was on Netflix, a whole new generation of people would be fucking blown away by that.
Honestly, if they would just do a modern day version with them as at their age now on Netflix, just like Wet Hot, it would be like people go crazy for it.
I remember when the first time that I came to New York, I was 11 years old in 1994, and I know this specifically because the movies I saw in the theater were Forrest Gump, Speed, and Lion King.
Oh yeah,
It's great fucking
that's
summer.
a crazy summer.
Oh
man.
yeah. Oh yeah. That whole year for movies, one of the best ever. But my uncle went on a lot of auditions and stuff, including he was doing a sketch for Conan O'Brien that week, and I went to Rockefeller Center and saw him rehearse. But he went in for this lottery commercial, and one of the other actors was Harley Rawls, who played Pete and Pete's dad.
Oh, yeah.
And it blew my fucking mind because that was like the first celebrity I'd ever met, and that guy was so good on that show.
He was great.
And he was so nice to me in real life. But I was just, because I was still at that age where I was slowly getting out of it. But he knew, like, all right, this is a kid, and he's like, I'll say hi to Pete for you.
That show is amazing. It's all that early Nickelodeon stuff. Like, they were just a bunch of weird hipsters in New York City that were just making a children's network on a shoestring budget.
Yeah, my life revolved around Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah.
Back when
Oh man, when Doug was sad. I love sad Doug, and then Disney fucking ruined it.
Yeah.
My God! But those first few episodes, it was just like really.
I still dance the slug hop to this day. Does not get the intended effect, but in my heart, I'm singing.
I'm taking my driving class in a couple of weeks, and I'm thinking, man, I hope I'm not like Judy and fuck up the parallel parking.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
That's the worst part. And then you got your 3-point turn.
That I'm working on it.
Do they even
Yeah.
teach that anymore? I
Oh,
don't
they
even know it.
teach you that. Yeah.
I can't drive well, so I have an ID now. I used to have a license. I totaled my car. Not drunk or anything. I am just bad at driving, roller skating, riding bikes, flying planes.
Wait, would you say your car is like a fume night? That you?
Yeah, pretty much. My
You're
car is an
only-
unbeatable fume knight. Yes, with his flame dark enchanted sword. Yeah. Bumper boats. Any
Marcus
of it
is
will-
like, stop steering with 2 hands. You gotta just use one.
Dude, I am a terrifying driver to be stuck in the car with.
Marcus
and-
gets more southern the more angry he gets about you dying in Dark Souls. God damn it, my mother, Jesus, the tits. Stop fucking dying in Dark Souls 2, you piece of shit.
Y'all
If you got
running
the
around.
fucking Silver Knight sword and you fucking got some divine enchantments on it, then maybe you'd stop fucking up.
That's what I need.
We didn't come from monkeys, god damn it.
Show me your war face.
Hi there, Holden. This is Matthew McConaughey. Maybe I could tell you why you haven't been using that fume sword right. Don't you like how every time I end a sentence I sound like a child talking into a fan?
Time is a flat circle.
I've played the same character for 20 years and no one's realized it.
No, it's because at the end of Interstellar, he goes through the wormhole and he realizes that it just loops back in on itself.
Spoiler alert!
What? He goes in a wormhole.
The movie's too long and it's overrated. Spoiler alert. What if fucking
It's fun. You'll like it.
Matthew McConaughey as Artie. I'm Artie, the strongest man in the world. That'd be the fucking best. I would so. Can we recast Pete and Pete now?
Yeah, let's just put him in everything. Yeah, saw Nightcrawler. That was good.
Saw Whiplash. That was good.
That was fun.
You saw it?
Yeah, it's amazing.
so fucking
Isn't it
good.
great?
Yeah, I loved it so much.
As a drummer, would you?
I thought it was perfect. It's just like I just love when that when they're at dinner and they're talking about the music competition. The guy says, "Isn't that subjective?" He goes, "No, absolutely not."
Yeah, man. I mean, did you ever have a scary like music teacher or anything? Did you ever even have
Miss Burgess was pretty fucking scary. She was my very first music teacher, but I ended up winning Percussionist of the Year that year.
Wow, look at you.
Yeah, after through all of that screaming, I still won a little
should
trophy.
put that
The
as a
competition
credit.
was just like a fat kid in a beanie hat and a triangle. Oh, that's Clovis. He thinks if he plays it enough, his grandma will come back.
I got the tinger.
Covered in blood blood because he wrenched himself out of a crashed car to get to the competition. You forgot your triangle at the car rental place.
We got to reshoot. We got to reshoot the whole movie just about playing the triangle and just like digging so hard your fingers bleed.
Not quite my tempo.
Yeah.
Just him doing that stopping motion with his. Oh God. Ugh. This will air after J.K. Simmons has won the Oscar.
Oh, very nice.
And if he hasn't, well, the show's canceled. So was that not one of the best performances ever?
It was.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Just like the way, especially like after you see him like kind of go from nice guy to just the biggest, meanest fucker in the world, and when he gets the phone call about the former student that's died, Jesus Christ, what a range! Especially later when you find out why he was actually crying and how the guy actually died.
Yeah.
It's just the whole movie from beginning to end.
And people say that it was like really one note, and I don't think it was. I thought there were
not at
layers
all.
to it, and I also, because what's great about that, did you see it, Holden?
Yes.
Okay. This is how fun video games are.
We're talking about art house movies because we're all old fucks.
No, but what I love too is that if you want, you can rewatch that movie in a world in which Miles Teller's character is just imagining him and that he's not actually there. He's just like a physical embodiment of all of his fear and shame.
Yeah, totally. I think my favorite part was just that the way they handled the love interest.
Yeah.
I just maybe not my favorite part, but I just love that it just poofed out and he just blew it.
Yeah.
She didn't show up at the end and come to the recital and like or whatever.
You guys got all the hints that his dad was dead the whole time, right?
Yeah, totally.
No, Paul Reiser's had a good career since Mad About You. That he doesn't get enough credit as like a comic who done good, that dude. He fucking was in Aliens. You know?
Yeah. He was the most in Aliens.
I do, but before we go, I do want to give a quick review of a movie that I saw this weekend, Kingsman.
Oh.
The Secret Service. Anyone else see it?
No.
Don't.
I
you know what? It's okay. I think, Jake, you'll like it. Here's what was weird to me about it, and I'm not going to really spoil the movie, but it's rated R, and, there's a good amount of F-bombs in it. There's some fun moments in it, but it's really bloodless.
Yeah.
Like, there's a scene, like, it's towards the beginning where a dude gets sliced in half, and this is one of the many reasons I love my wife. She's like, there's no blood. That's fucking bullshit.
The woman with spikes for feet. I mean,
Yeah,
come on,
she
there's gotta
sucks.
be. Yeah.
So they hire this Algerian dancer who can't and I ranted about this on Facebook the other day. I'm sick of hiring the hot model or dancer or singer or whatever who can't fucking act,
Dude,
playing the badass, and they do the same faces.
Is
They're
it all
always pouty.
CGI, the sword feet?
It seems like it. I mean, she's a dancer, so I'm sure a lot of the movement is her own.
I have a similar gripe about a very different movie I saw last night, The Last 5 Years. It's a Broadway musical about like this relationship that falls apart. They cast like it's supposed to be a Jewish writer that is the man in the relationship. They cast this like so punchable pretty boy like douchebag as the guy. He's supposed to be like a mid-30s Jewish writer, and he looks like the gayest Broadway like pretty
Who's the
boy,
lead in that, the
like an
last 5 years?
Abercrombie and Fitch model, essentially.
Jeremy Jordan's the guy's name.
Man, he even has a punchable name. Like I just wanted to punch him in his head the whole time. I
Oh,
don't-
Jeremy's exist to be punched. Jeremy punched in class again.
And I guess it was also in comparison to like right before that, with my girlfriend, we watched Little Shop of Horrors, which is so perfectly cast with these bizarre types that made it so much more like enjoyable and believable. And then it's like Anna Kendrick, and who was kind of one note, and they had no chemistry.
Hey, Queen of the Rat People is not one note.
She's like all teeth, man. It's like the core of her. Is
She
just
should
teeth.
open every scene with just going.
As a toothy woman.
I listened to the Nerdist podcast with Rick Moranis, because I watched Honey, I Shrunk the Kids for the first time in years.
Yeah, holds up.
It does. It's really fun.
I cried when that ant died.
Yeah.
I cried.
I was so pissed that they kept calling him Auntie when I thought they were calling him Anthony. And I'm like, Anthony is a great name for an aunt. It's clever. And I'm like, oh, Auntie, fuck you, Disney.
That movie gave me an intense fear of scorpions for the rest of my life.
As opposed to the mild fear of scorpions normal humans face.
Dude, you watching as an adult and all you feel is like sadness and shame for Matt Ferber's character.
Yeah.
The other dad.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He just wants his kids to like him, and they
Yeah,
don't.
yeah,
and
they just hate him.
He talks about how he was small in high school and things didn't work out for him. And oh
He just wants
God,
to take him camping.
Yeah.
He's
Go
the one
fishing.
he's the one who shrunk the most. And there's no way to make him big again. No, but so I listened to the Nerdist, and because Rick Moranis is a dude I fucking loved as a kid. And I just was like, what happened to this guy? And they interview him, and it's like, there's something sweet about just hearing him be like, no, I'm fine. Things are good. I wanted to take care of my kids, and I'm happy now. I do country songs about being a Jew. You're like, all right.
But famous people, you want famous. No want famous? Or me confused.
None of you want a complete mind fuck. I was watching the SNL celebration thing, and they showed Gilda Radner, and I just typed in, I just wanted to see what Gene Wilder looks like now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh man, time makes you bolder. Children get older, and he's getting older too. See that one picture, Marcus. Yeah, show that to him.
I don't.
Just Google Gene Wilder, and
Oh my God.
I think he's doing fine.
Is he? I always heard the story that she
God,
died.
there's a picture of him with pink eye.
Oh! Well, the Gobstoppers were everlasting, but he's not. That was the sad thing too. But like, it kind of makes you feel okay as a person watching Paul McCartney try to sing "Maybe I'm Amazed" on the SNL thing, and you're like, oh, we're all gonna die. It doesn't matter how much money you have, we all eventually falter and fail. Like, I can imagine.
Then you hold the A button and the up button and you hit reset, and then you can keep going.
Yeah,
That's an old
I learned
trick.
that exact same lesson from playing Dark Souls. We're all gonna die over and over again.
It never stops.
Just imagine, like, whatever hero you have, they couldn't beat that Fume Night either.
I just want to get the banner with red letters that says "You died," like rise up over my casket. Like,
I just want Morgan Freeman to criticize you for how you're playing the game. That's not how you're supposed to take down the Fume Night.
I want an actual coin slot in my tombstone that just says "insert 2 credits to continue."
What should be is J.K. Simmons standing over you. Are you rushing or are you dragging? He's just yelling at how you're playing the game. And every time you fuck up, he does that stop motion with his hand.
Why are you in that casket? There's no Snickers down there.
Did your mom fucking die? Huh? Are you gonna be sad about it?
just wanted to beat the Fume Night.
And your arms are like, your hands are slowly bleeding. It's just a montage.
Oh, that's all right. Well, let's go film that and earn all the YouTube money.
Absolutely.
Right.
Finally, the worlds of League of Legends players and fans of art house cinema will be united.
Final question. How are you gonna feel when you finally beat this Fume Night?
Well, now I'm starting to question whether I will ever beat the Fume Night.
Do you refuse to watch YouTube videos?
We watched some.
Because I've done that for stuff.
We did. We watched some. And the saddest thing was we were like, I'm sure we're just missing something here. And then we went and looked up the Fume Night, and it was just like, no. You just have to dodge all of his attacks when he gets like that about halfway through the battle. I don't even know. I'm questioning everything now. I think I'm going to go. There's an optional part of the game I'm going to go play. The problem is my character is kind of capped out in strength and stuff. So unless I went a different route with magic or something, I'll feel bummed anyways. I think I'll feel pissed. I feel like after a certain amount of time in fighting a boss, you get to the point where it's like, I'm not even going to enjoy this when I do it.
How come you never see a ghost like playing video games? You know, like if the whole point of a ghost is to come back and do their unfinished business, shouldn't there just be some fucking ghost?
They probably just don't understand the new systems. You know, that's the sad thing. They don't figure. They can't figure out the online store.
Yeah, but the reason they're not in heaven is because there's a load time. And that's it. Holden, what would you love to plug?
Far Cry 4 Game of the Year 2014. No.
Playing it right now. It's fantastic.
Cowman, we play in a band. We got a show. We got
They're
a lot of
fucking
shows coming up.
awesome. I saw them on New Year's Eve at the Creek. Fucking great. Definitely go see them. Yeah.
We got an LP dropping this year, so look out for that.
April, probably.
I don't think it has a title or anything, but you know.
Self-titled.
Yeah, okay, self-titled.
The Cowman.
I was thinking the Blue album, but I guess we could self-title it.
How about Froggy Win a Horn? That one was free. Just do with that what you will.
Thank you.
I'm in a sketch group called Murderfist. You can catch us at Twitter at Murderfist NYC, I think, and I don't even know.
You can also hear us on the Round Table of Gentlemen.
Yeah.
Do you guys still have that show at the Pit?
Second Saturday of every month. So we just did it on Valentine's Day, and it was a lot of fun. Marcus was there. We got real drunk afterwards. So.
Oh, we had a great time.
Highly recommended you go see Murderfist. One of the most unique, awesome things about.
If you're a fan of this podcast, you're definitely going to appreciate some Murderfist
Well,
sketches.
especially the nerd. They had possibly the nerdiest sketch I've ever seen him do is when they're all sitting around watching a football game, and then Holden stands up and starts.
Here to tell the tale of Beowulf, come to fight the Grindel in his cave. And they're like, no, this is supposed to be a dude's night of football, man.
I keep thinking you're doing the Gilligan's Island thing.
At the very end, I go, the skipper too, and Marianne. I just got consumed with the idea that like when dudes used to hang out and have dude time, they'd stand up and sing stories to each other. Like that was what a guy's night was back in olden times.
You just watched too much Pippin.
Tolkien totally throws you off with that. Let's drink some ale will never fail.
Oi, y'all want to sing while looking at a fire? You know, like real men. If you are listening to this now and live in New Jersey, I'll be
Kill yourself.
But before you do, I'll be performing at Non-Con, which is at Vassar College, and it should be fun. The Geek Comedy Tour will be there, and say hi.
I've had just about enough of your Vassar bashing.
I've come to praise it.
You can see me. I will be in Chicago, February 27th, opening for Chris Hardwick at the Anthenium, I think that's the name of it, Theater on his Fun Comfortable tour. And then I will be in Rumors in Winnipeg the second week of March. I think that Tuesday through Saturday. One of the big cities I've always wanted to go to because it's the home of my favorite band, The Weaker Thans, and my favorite wrestler, Chris Jericho.
Oh, awesome.
Very nice. And this week on Last Podcast on the Left, it'll be Axe Murderers featuring Miss Carla Faye Tucker, the hottest woman to ever sit on death row.
And Mike Myers.
For more shows like the one you just listened to, go to cavecomedyradio.com.